Hello, I'm Monickie Scott.
And this is your girl, Felina B. Flossin. Thank you for joining us as we support and encourage women in their five-star living journey. Today, we get to shine the five-star spotlight on Li Shey Johnson, page publishing author of Why Not Me, October 1, featuring a touching narrative detailing the author's struggle with trauma following the massive shooting in Las Vegas. Welcome to the Five-Star Living Show.
Thank
We
you,
are so
ladies. I am so excited to see you both and to be here for your listeners.
Thank you. We are so very grateful to have you here with us, Li Shey. How are you?
I'm good today. Each day brings on something new, but I'm good today.
Good to know. We're going to talk about your book in just a few moments, but first, can you tell our listeners who you are besides being an author?
Wow, that's deep. I am Li Shey Johnson, and I am a licensed realtor as of today, realtor
Yeah.
as of today.
Okay. Yes.
And we always like to start off by handing a little five-star business first, if that's okay. Lishay, when you hear those words or that term, five-star living, what does that mean in your world?
In my world, since my journey past October 1 is peace. I don't want to say successful because success is at all different levels depending on where you are. I always thought that I was successful. So for me, it's the peace, being grateful, having solitude means five-star to me.
Yes. And what are some things that you intentionally do to bring balance into your life?
That's deep. What I do now, when I say now, because within the last 3 years, I did not do it. I needed to do it, but I did not know how to do it. Fear outweighed it, what was happening with me. I was still afraid to go out of my home. So when you say that, it's like, wow, just, I'm sorry, I need a moment. It's just, it's very difficult
Yeah, take your time.
still to talk about it as I answer the questions. It's so powerful over here to reflect what I've been through. So I try to wake up every morning and say, I'm here. I
Mhm.
appreciate my surroundings. You just want to pinch yourself that you made it. When some people say you made it, but what does that mean to one that has gone through trauma and still going through PTSD? What do you mean you made it? You are alive, but you are alive with the everyday struggles
Yeah.
that you are fighting. It's like you got to put this face on, but over here is pulling you back over here to where you just came from. So I have to wake up every morning and say, I'm grateful. I'm thankful for to be alive. My children as well. I have a roof over my head. I just have to start hitting them and say, get up, Shay, thank the Lord, and get up and go to work. Even though you may not have no business, put your clothes on, put your face on, go in and say good morning every day, and just sit there and try to draw that, it's like law of attraction.
Mhm.
Draw that energy into you. And if it's not there, be the blessing to everybody else in the office because you are a blessing and you have a story. Give
Yeah,
somebody your smile if they're not smiling.
Absolutely.
amazing.
Absolutely. So, if I can share with our audience, just 3 years ago, on the evening of October 1st, 2017, a 64-year-old man from Mesquite, Nevada, opened fire upon the crowd attending the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival on the Las Vegas Strip here in Nevada. Li Shey, let's talk about your book, Why Not Me, October 1. What's the story behind the title?
My book. The story behind the book is Why Not Me? I was there with 22 thousand individuals. I witnessed people get shot in front of me. I looked at my body with their stuff on me. No one ever said that you will still smell this for a while. No one ever said that when you take a bath, you feel like it's still on you. How do one process that? My book is about how I handled the trauma. But at the end of the day, the moral of the story is don't turn to your neighbor. Don't turn to your best girlfriend that you've been kicking it with. Don't turn to your family because they sometimes see you as being so strong that you're going to be okay. This is just something else that happened. No, I'm not going to be okay. And I'm telling you that I'm not okay. I'm telling you that I'm taking pills every 2 to 3 hours when the bottles say take them every 8 hours. I'm reaching out to you, but you're like, I don't want to hear it. You're going to get past this. No, I'm not going to get past this because actually I don't even want to wake up the next morning. So the book is really telling you that go to your therapist. If you're not happy with a therapist, you have rights and you have choices. I didn't know I had choices. I thought wherever they sent me is where I had to go. It's important to go to someone that's going to listen to you because people was trying to tell me my story and they weren't at the shooting. So I'm like, oh, you know about it? No, you don't know about it. You know what you've seen in the media, but that's not what happened to me. I was right there in the force of fire. I wasn't like in the parking lot down the street. I was right there by the stage where victim 1 and 3 was killed. I was right there. If I would have took one step, I would have been victim number 2. So I want to make sure people know that you have choices. Go see a therapist. They're not listening to you. Go see another therapist. Go get licensed professional help. I also went to a retreat and my family was saying to me, you don't need to go there. You don't need to go sit on somebody's couch. I needed to be on the couch. I'm still on the couch. And I'm looking forward to going to another rehab in July. So I went to a 10-day rehab and I'm looking forward to going to another 9-day rehab because you just can't stop taking the medication. You have to be weaned off the medication. But in that process, what are you doing in between that? Because sometimes work is not enough because when you get home, you have those idle thoughts. So I'm looking forward to going to another retreat and they're out there. You don't have to pay. You can get a scholarship. Tell them your story. And the book itself, I didn't know I was writing a book. I was writing down my anger and my everyday journey. And then a friend of mine said, you need to publish that. I'm like, I'm not no author. She said, it's going to help other survivors. So that's the force behind the book, is to help other survivors because there's a lot of survivors that have committed suicide. We don't talk about it. Marriages, divorces are gone. We don't talk about it. And then what happened to all the kids? You don't hear them talk about the 27 kids that died. They have parents.
Wow.
So it's been pushed under the rug so that we can move on. We're in the entertainment capital of the world. So we don't want to talk about this. But I want to talk about it because it was 22,000 people there. What are you doing to get help? The nurses are going to need help. The coroners are going to need help. Can you imagine being a coroner and you're getting 58 bodies and they have no name, no IDs, nothing on them? You don't know who body belonged to who. That's what this town went through.
LiShey, you are so brave and so strong. And just the fact that you chose to write this book and be able to help other people so that when they read it, that perhaps they can know exactly what needs to be done and that they can share some of your pain and share some of your experiences. I love the fact that you said someone was trying to tell you what your experience was, but you cannot. Someone needs to hear that. And someone listening right now is going to hear that. And that's going to be an aha moment for them to know that, wait a minute, This is my experiences. This is my story. I am the one that gets to tell it. So thank you for that, for being that person. You mentioned a few of some of the challenges um, that you went through on October 1st. What about actually putting this down in writing, in a book form, and sharing it with the world? What was the biggest challenge there for you?
Oh my God. Editing the book and having to reread it because I was like, for example, reading chapter 1, and I'm like, okay, but that's not where I am right now. But wait a minute, don't change it. People need to know what really happened. You're not sleeping, you're still stuck. It's 3 years, 4 months later. When I think about the shooting, I still see myself up underneath the bleachers. You don't move on. So that's the message. For a survivor, you're still stuck. Even when you're talking about a widow person, someone grieving, you're still stuck because you want your husband to hold you. Now your husband are gone or your wife is gone. You're still reflecting all that, the memories, the beautiful time. Well, with the shooting, there was no beautiful time. So when I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, I was under the bleachers. I lost my glasses. I lost my cell phone. Wow. Sometimes I go to bed, I think about it. Or someone said, oh, you were the girl from October 1. Depending on how they approach me, I break down. I still can't go into a large crowd. I do well to go to Walmart and Albertson. But if I walk in somewhere and I see a massive amount of people, I have to turn around. I'm not there yet. 3 years, 4 months later, I'm not there yet. And then taking my independence from me, I was unable to drive for 2 years. No one said, you have groceries, you have toilet paper, paper towels. I couldn't drive. I was Ubered to therapy 5 days a week. That was my journey. For 2 years, I was in physical therapy. When you talk about mental, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I went to the psychiatrist. Monday through Friday, I was in physical therapy. I had 3 surgeries and learning how to walk all over again. I was so angry. Mhm.
What keeps you going?
Right now is getting back to work, doing something that I love, doing something that I was familiar with because the people were trying to find another career for me. As in, what about project management? I was like, I don't want to do that. What about medical record keeping? I don't want to do that. I'm on the other side of 50. I was going to do 2 more years and retire. I don't want to do that either. I don't want to work in a casino no more. Quit trying to find a job for me. Let me tell you what I know how to do and let's work on that. Let's build me up from there. But it's sad that you have to guide these therapists and counselors in a direction that you feel comfortable with. They're so quick to try to put you in employment. So it'd be like another case gone. It's like, wait a minute, pump the brakes.
Mhm.
I'm not liking people right now. You might not want to send me out there. Because if I think about the people that did not help me, I want to run them over in my car. So it's not time for me to get back to work. I still need to be treated.
Yeah. Wow, Li, what keeps you going?
What keeps me going is now I have a grandbaby.
Hmm.
I have a grandbaby
Hmm.
and I want to live now. I
Yeah.
didn't want to live 2 years ago, but I want to live now. I want to enjoy my life and get to know who I really am
Yeah,
because it's definitely a new person.
love that.
I
Yeah.
will never be that person again. I'm
Nope,
certainly a new person.
Yeah.
definitely.
Absolutely.
There's a person listening right now who's lacking the courage to move forward in their life. What words of wisdom can you share?
I'm going to say, please believe in you. You matter. The turnaround for me is that I had to realize that I matter. I have a voice. Use your voice. You know where you are. Get the help. When I say let time be time, it's no rush. No one can tell you when you're going to feel better. You should be doing better. No one knows that but yourself. But please start with getting help. There's 800 numbers. There are support groups. If you don't have funding, you don't have the money, ask for a scholarship. Everywhere I went, I asked them if they can bless me because I did not have money. I have not worked in 3.5 years. And by the grace of God, I am still standing.
Amen. Amen for that.
Absolutely. What else would you like to share with the audience before the show ends, LiShey?
Oh, thank you. Please purchase my book, is what I want to say. Why Not Me? October 1. It is available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and now in your local Walmarts. So if it's not there, tell them to get it there. Or you can also, order online. But thank you so much for supporting me. But if you're not a survivor of domestic violence, survivor is domestic violence. You could have been raped per se, grieving. If you know someone, buy the book and give it to them. Sometimes you think about what gift can I give that person? Give them a gift of healing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And where they're able to take their power back. Because I had to learn how to take my power back. I wrote on a big whiteboard, what did Stephen Paddock take from me?
Yeah.
In red.
Wow.
He took my joy. He took my finances. He took the love that I had for people. He took my smile. And I had to work on every single one of those things to get my power back. So call it out, write it down, and face it. And then figure out what you can do to gain that power back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You mentioned that they could buy it online. Can you give that online address for them to purchase?
For Amazon?
Is it just on
Amazon.
Amazon?
And then my website would be www.LiSheyJohnsonArthur.com.
All right.
LiShey, we thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Oh, thank you so much for the invitation. And I just pray that I'm able to help someone that needs help.
Absolutely. I am sure you have.
No.
Well, we want to thank you for listening to us and joining us on this 5-star day. We believe in you, and we believe that you are going to have a 5-star life starting right now.
Yes, we know you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be right here with us. And for that, we thank you. We look forward to seeing you on Facebook at 5-Star Living Show and joining us in the 5-Star Living Show Inner Circle. Remember to laugh more and love more while taking care of your mind, body, and soul.
The 5-Star Living Show is sponsored in part by Flossie Flicks Photography, Monickie.com, Flossie Locks, and Meditate with Mo. Until next time, keep 5-star living.
And show us some love by leaving us a comment or subscribing on YouTube. Until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See y'all.